Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports and regionsports.com. We come to you tonight from West Side Leadership Academy as the Region Sports Network presents the West Side Cougars taking on the Michigan City Wolves in a boys basketball showdown. I'm Michael Brenner. I'll have the play-by-play for this evening's ball game, and joining me with the color analyst is Isaiah Gransberry. Isaiah, it is great to be back with you, my friend.
Oh, yes, it's great. Basketball season is here. The squeaking of the shoes, the shot of the sound of the ball going off the basketball rim is just amazing. Glad to be back.
I don't know about your shots. Mine always hit the twine, so the tickling of the net is typically where that's the sound mine makes. I don't hit the rim. I don't know about you. All right, it's great to be joking with you guys again as we're back for high school basketball here in the region. We got two good teams. West Side coming off of a spectacular season last year, making it all the way down to semi-state. And I had the great pleasure of being there for that game against Carmel. Went to overtime, didn't come up the way that West Side wanted, but man, what a fun run. And this is almost like a completely different looking team. And you got to start off with the bad news right away and let everyone know there is not going to be Jalen Washington out here for West Side tonight. Well, he's out there, I should say, but he's not going to be suiting up for the ball game today. He's got a leg injury. But so they're going to have to go to Plan B here after he committed to UNC for next year.
And, yeah, you're right. 22-5 last season, as you mentioned. They made a deep run in the postseason. This year, it's a new look, as you mentioned. And I think, however, although a lot of people think that they might be rebuilding, we have to remember those guys practiced against the All-Stars, the 9 seniors that graduated last year.
Yeah, there's still quite a few guys from that team from last year. Izzy Hines, Josh Hardy, Isaiah King, Kelvin Hines. A lot of these guys, were there last year, and they got to experience that run. So it's not like it's a totally new look team, but a lot of seniors graduating from this West Side team last year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this team plays out. This is going to be their 4th game of the year. They're 1-2 on the year. They opened up against a very, very tough Valpo team. But this might be a good chance for them to really build something because we expect Michigan City to be a good team, but this is their first game of the season. So I think this is going to be a closer matchup than some might think that might be making picks around the region.
And that's awesome. You always love to see when teams challenge themselves early on. As you mentioned, they played Valpo. Michigan City being a Duneland school in themselves, they're not wanting to shy down. West Side is ranked 18th in the state right now in the last poll, so it's going to be a great matchup to watch for the Michigan City's first game of the season. Yeah,
when I looked at the polls earlier, Gary West Side coming in at 18, and then you had Valpo in there as well. That was really the only region teams that you saw. I imagine by the time the season really gets going, though, we're going to see a few more region teams ticking up in there. Let's talk about Michigan City for a few minutes. Michigan City, coached by Tom Wells in his 33rd year overall as a head coach. I'm really excited about this team. This game, it may be, they're going to get the rust off a little bit. It's game 1 of the season for them. They were 13-11 last year, and this team's poised to have a deep run, in my opinion, because they have got a lot of guys coming back. Omarion Hatch, Gio Laurent, and then looking down my roster, Jamie Hodges also going to be one of their leading guys for this team. So it's going to be fun to see how this team plays out over not only tonight, how they match up against this West Side team, but how they go deep down in the stretch.
And you're totally right. 13-11 last year, but people really don't realize how tough the Duneland Conference is. So that conference is no sleeper. You cannot take a night off, and definitely can't take a night off tonight. West Side will have their hands full. Michigan City is a very athletic team, returning quite a few notable names, including Jamie Hodges, as you mentioned, and it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
And one of the things to keep in mind, too, with last season, obviously, we had games being postponed and playing at different times and guys going in and out because they, may have been quarantined. So sometimes maybe they played teams and things, didn't go the way they wanted because they didn't have the right guys on the floor and playing, JV guys in games. And so this year it's a little bit of the same because I think some of those things or protocols are still in for a lot of schools or some schools. But I don't think we'll have nearly that many changes to lineups as we did last season. But it was like it was any man up mentality for a lot of schools. So let's see Michigan City really kind of turn things around. They had a nice football postseason run. In fact, that's why this is their first game of the year. They wanted to push back a few games. A lot of region teams do that, push back a few games just because they want to get some of those guys that were on the football team in. So.
Definitely, and you love those multi-sport athletes. So when you have guys competing that late in the fall in a different sport, that's a good sign. Like, that's some good momentum heading into your next season.
Yeah, their condition, their want to win, especially, our team's kind of not, performing, getting the state championship. Andrean did, but a lot of these guys coming off of the last game real game they played, they have a bad taste in their mouth from a loss. So now it's time to turn that around and get themselves a W tonight. So we're about 90 seconds away from everything getting started here. We're going to take a step aside for just a few moments. High school basketball is back on the Region Sports Network right after this. You're watching Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know? Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait. Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week.
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party.
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area.
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. We're here from West Side Leadership Academy as we get set for varsity matchup between Michigan City and West Side, but we are just about set for our national anthem. We're going to introduce the colors here in just a moment. Those will be on your screen momentarily. A great rendition of our national anthem. So we get set here for the opening lineups, and it'll be Michigan City to get the first introductions. And hitting the floor first, number 0, a 5'8 senior guard, Amarion Hatch. And now a 6'2 senior, number 1. This is Gio Laurent, quarterback for the Wolves as well. And now a 6' senior, number 4, the guard, Kanye Robinson. And now number 5 coming out on the floor, a 6'2 senior, Javon France. And now a 5'9 senior, number 11, Jamie Hodges. Definitely one of the guys to pay attention to for this Michigan City Wolves team.
And now, let's give it up for our West Side Cougars.
All right, so now the West Side Cougars about to be introduced here. All right, first out onto the floor, a 6'1 senior, guard forward, number 10, Joshua Hardy.
We have head guard, Charlotte Culp.
And now number 11, Shallon Culp.
Number 12, head guard, we have
Number 11.
Isaiah.
And now here comes number 12, a 6'2 senior, Isaiah King at the guard position.
Head forward.
Here comes 6'3 junior Travion Williamson, number 15.
And at guard we have Calvin.
And now the 5'11 junior, number 21, Kelvin Hines.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
And we have a slight change to our starting lineups that we were told. Coach Buggs told us Jermel Washington was going to be in the starting lineup, but said it's going to be Shallon Culp taking his spot in the starting lineup. Gotta love those random changes there that they give us right as we're getting ready to tip.
Well, you can't really disclose what's behind the curtain, I guess.
All right, our Friday night forecast brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, balmy 42 degrees. I'll take that in early December, any day of the week. That's brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So Rico's been pointing out to us that there might be a little change in terms of numbering. I'll have to pay attention to that as we go. Gotta love these changes. Who doesn't love it? We got 1, 5, 0, 2, and 11. And 2 was supposed to be Elijah Robinson. So Kanye Robinson may be, instead of we don't have number 4 out there, so he may be number 2 now. Just about set for tip here on the Region Sports Network. Happy to have you along with us for a Friday night basketball game. Excited to get this season started on our air. Opening tip controlled by the Cougars, and it'll be Hines to bring it up on the floor. Coming top to bottom on your screen, I guess, is how, or a little left to right on your screen, I guess. A little different from our vantage point as Hardy has the ball, now gives off. Near half court to King. Trying to do a little weave there. Nobody driving inside. Now we got finally somebody in the lane there. That was Hines. Little crisscross, and now here comes Laurent stealing it. Giving it off to Robinson there. It was blocked up top, though. So nice play early on. Trying to get the play to go, and we're going to have a charge call early on in the game.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Start the season off with a charge. How many teams can say that?
So first foul of the season here on the Region Sports Network is a charge. Gotta love it. Here comes Hatch. Into the floor, trying to give off to Laurent. A little crisscross action there to Hodges. This one almost stolen away. Pull-up jumper inside the arc, but he gets fouled. So 2 quick fouls here against West Side. And this will send Hodges to the line. Hodges' first shot goes down. I often say games are won or lost on the free throw line in a lot of ways. So making free throws is a huge deal, even though it's early on in this one, not even a full minute in. But 2 for 2 from the line. And we'll see. We were talking about off the air after that open, Isaiah, about, this is West Side's fourth game of the season already. So they're definitely in game condition as an open wide lane and kind of misplayed it there off the dribble. Really should have just gone up strong, in my opinion, right? Yeah. He had a wide open lane to the basket. That was Joshua Hardy.
A jump stop definitely would have done him justice right there.
So we'll have the inbound here as Hatch will take it. Anyway, we were saying that West Side definitely has played 4 games, and this is the first game for Michigan City. So they seem in game condition, but it's hard to replicate that in practice. So they're happy to get out here already. Is this one going all the way to the line, and a charge called again? That was against... Now we have a number 5 out there. That's Javon France that gets that call.
And a quick point back on game condition. It also, it'll be interesting to see what Michigan City does because you're not able to put as many plays in, not see what certain things work and what don't work this early in the season. So it'll be interesting to see what type of variety they show early on.
One thing that Michigan City has working for them is certainly Tom Wells, only the 3rd season here at Michigan City, but his 33rd season coaching overall. So definitely a lot of experience, a lot of depth there. So he'll know how to work that one. Is trying to drive into the lane, a little reverse layup there, no good. Hatch gets the rebound, comes down the floor, dribbling left hand, now crosses to the right between the legs. Here's a 3-point basket, comes up just short. That was from France. Now here comes West Side in transition, trying to fit it all the way down the floor, and it'll be out of bounds from Michigan City. So early on, it's West Side ball here. 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. Things moving quickly already. So inbounds underneath their own basket. Give this to Culp. Culp pulls up for 2. Just off the mark. Here comes Laurent down with it. Gives it up to Hodges. A little cross-court action. Trying to save it and does. Was France. Feeding that one out. That's Hatch for 3. Long. Rebound. Coming down to Williamson. That's one of the things that West Side's also going to be driving a little bit different here. We're going to have a block called against Omarion Hatch. Could have been, arguably could have been the charge, but they call the block foul against Hatch. And that's going to be one of the things that, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Isaiah, but one of the things that West Side's going to have to do a little bit different. They're used to having more size, bigger guys like Jalen Washington. Last year they had a lot of size, and this year they're going to have to go smaller. That's something that Coach Bug said, hey, it's going to be different for us, but we're excited for that opportunity to go something a little bit different than what West Side's had in the past.
Right, and I think that won't hurt them too much because they still have athletes on that side of the floor.
Nice feed run to the basket, and the bunny is no good from Joshua Hardy, an early miss. That could have made a difference. It would have tied the game at 2. So far it's a defensive standoff, and try to ride the lane, and it's another foul going to be committed likely against Hatch here on the hold. So 2 shots coming their way. It's going to be, that's going to be Omarion Hatch's 2nd foul already, according to my stats, and who knows if those are actually right or not. So going to the line, Isaiah King. 6'2", senior guard for this West Side team. First free throw up and good. So far, this has been the only scoring of the entire game is free throws. That's just exactly how you draw up early season scoring, right?
Yeah, and they're seeing the ball go in the basket a couple times. So didn't give a commentator's jinx right there. Looks like you might get some.
I don't do that. There's no such thing as that. Here comes Laurent. Trying to give it off. There's France driving into the lane. He's going to go up, and he misses the early layup. And that's something that Michigan City's going to have to work through here as we get another foul committed against. And I believe that's going to be against France. That is his 2nd, if my count is correct. So 2 for France, 2 for Hatch.
And that's 14 fouls early and just a couple minutes into the game. You wonder if the conditioning that you mentioned plays a factor in their ability to slide and play comfortable defense.
Of course, now there is a number 4 that has hit the floor, and we'll have to see for Michigan City. Thought it was Kanye Robinson. So it may have been Talijah Robinson that was on the floor to begin with. So Kanye Robinson we thought was going to be in the starting lineup. So a couple of changes. So we're going to go with this is Kanye Robinson on the floor now. That's number 4. And they did have another check-in. I'm trying to find the number here. It's number 3, and that's Alan Briggs. So much like Michigan City playing their first game of the season, we're doing our first broadcast of the season. So trying to fill those things in and get comfortable with how it's going. And that'll be another, or they're going to call an out-of-bounds play. Okay, I thought they were calling a foul there. Well, they do call a foul because there are 5 written down for Michigan City. I'm not 100% up on my record keeping here, so.
Yeah,
so here comes Robinson. Giving up to Robinson. There's a shot in the corner for 3. It just won't go. There are lids on these baskets unless you are shooting free throws. Early on here, 4:40 left to go in this opening quarter. Trying to ride the lane, and it gets tipped out of bounds. And boy, Isaiah, it is nice to look around at the crowd and see fans in the stands. Again, I know we talked about that with football this season, and in the postseason for basketball last year, we definitely had fans, and that just made things so much better at basketball games.
It's awesome. It brings another element to the game and just makes you more engaged into it as well.
Man, what defense there from Michigan City on that stop as they were trying to take Isaiah King off the ball. Trying to drive inside here. Pull up here for Hardy. Gives to King. King into the lane. Pass down underneath. And here's the shot put up by Travion Williamson for the first official bucket of the game. Other than free throws, that is the first field goal of the game. So it is 4-2 in favor of West Side. Trying to feed it here. Around for Michigan City. A wide open lane. Dumps it off for a 3-point basket. It's Hodges who connects on the 3. 5 points for Michigan City, 5 points for Hodges. We talked about it, Isaiah. He's going to be the guy to look at. Early turnover here. Here comes Hodges down the floor, goes up high, gets the and one as the bucket falls, and he is fouled.
Wow, and way to go up strong, knowing that the defender was coming to try to block it off the glass. Didn't phase him, went up strong and got the and one, essentially.
Now, I didn't see, was that, try to see what number the official called, because we're looking at it from a side view here. And a lot of times they would normally put the player who fouled up on the scoreboard for us, but we haven't had that tonight. I believe it was against Isaiah King. And that free throw for the and one is good. So not only is he 3 for 3 from the line, he's got a 3-point bucket, and then the bucket, and he's got all 8 points for Michigan City thus far. It is Jamie Hodges, the 5'9 junior. That's a nice piece to have as just a junior, knowing that you're going to have him for another season as they try to feed it down underneath to Williamson as it is blocked. Hodges coming back down the floor, trying to go coast to coast, rides the baseline, puts up the shot off the window, and this is the Jamie Hodges game early on for Michigan City, and a timeout called by Bugs.
That's a ball player right there.
And they're trying to figure out, is it a full or a 30, and Coach Bugs wants a full, so we'll step aside. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. 10-4 your score with Michigan City on top. I should say Jamie Hodges on top 10-4 against the West Side Cougars. He's having himself a game early on here, and that was a guy that we spotlighted early on, Isaiah. We just know who the playmakers were going to be.
Yeah, and Jamie Hodges, as you mentioned, his fundamentals has been great, and it's not like he's been doing a lot of fancy, smashy stuff. He's been just jump stopping, going up strong, and shooting shots in rhythm.
I like when you speak technical lingo to me. Jump stops. I like it. It's good stuff, man. You should coach one of these days.
Only if they let me.
Trying to feed inside on this zone defense here we see from Michigan City. Here comes Hodges again with the jumper. No good. Rebound comes down to West Side. Bringing it down the floor here. This is Hines. Passing around the perimeter, trying to get around this man-to-man defense now. They went from a zone to a man-to-man. Trying to go back up with it was Williamson. He couldn't go, and now the foul is going to be called against Michigan City, and it's going to be against Kanye Robinson. So they still show 5 on the board, and that would be what my count was. And you've got them for 6, and now they've changed it to 6 officially, so I missed one somewhere. That's not surprising. Williamson hits that free throw. So 10-5 your score. West Side gets to get one more here. Williamson gets that one to fall. Isaiah, I'm going to say it right now, and I don't think there's an announcer's jinx here, but let's see, 4, 6, 7 for 7 from the line for both teams, and now we got a whistle here, and I'm not sure exactly why the whistle was called. And we're gonna have the officials, and we may have had a sub maybe that didn't get to check in. So we'll see, because there is a sub by the table, and maybe they blew the horn a little too late once play had already started. So he'll have to wait until the next stoppage here. So Michigan City, and the check-in is supposed to be for West Side. Hodges drifting to his right. Cross court now. Kanye Robinson, top of the key. Trying to direct the traffic here against this 2-3 zone from West Side. Being around, trying to get to that baseline. Laurent, nice passing, which is how you get through the zone defense. Great moves here as Laurent trying to fight his way. And the shot's not going to count. He traveled on his way up. Tough call, but fighting for that possession there.
Definitely commend the ball movement by Michigan City right there. They swung it around the floor and got a great look inside.
Well, and as we see now, now they go into the 2-3 zone defense here. Best way to beat a zone is quick passes. Moving that defense around for open shots. Making sure your three-point shooters or your jump shooters are in the right position here. Clearing that lane there. That's Shallon Culp going up to the basket. Second chance opportunity there for Joshua Hardy.
Great job staying with it right there.
His first basket of the day. Trying to feed that one. Turnover. Now turned over again. Yeah, guys hitting the floor. Hodges tries to do a little spin wheel move there, and to clean it up is Gio Laurent. His first points of the game, and the second person to score for Michigan City in this game.
Doesn't look like Bugs was too happy with that bump on Hardy.
Yeah, he went down like a ton of bricks and had a turnover there. Trying to feed that one there. Anthony Holmes down at the baseline. Feeding inside. Hardy to the rim, and it's no good. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Michigan City ball. 1 minute to go in this opening quarter. It's been action-packed, and it's still a close game. Only 4 points between these two. It looked like maybe Michigan City was going to start to go on a nice run and start putting themselves ahead here, but Westside saying, don't count us out just yet. Jameer Nelson in the game for Michigan City now, number 12, down at the baseline. Kanye Robinson gives off to Elijah Robinson for a three-point basket. Trying to fight through defense there West Side, 35 seconds to go. Jumper from the free throw line. That's Izzy Hines. 26 seconds to go. Wells given command as to what Hodges should do. As the clock continues to tick down here. 5-point game, 15 seconds to go. Loses the ball, but we have a whistle, and it's going to be a kicked ball, so it's going to stay with Michigan City. And will they get to inbound underneath their basket? They will. With 12.8 seconds left on the clock. How familiar are you with the Duneland in terms of basketball?
Well, being a Hobart grad, we face them. We see them in March in the first round quite often. So.
Okay, I got a couple of quiz questions for you. See what you know about the Duneland Conference in terms of their coaching.
Oh, okay, yeah, you might hear
Nelson trying to steal this one there as clock expires, and that is the end of the first quarter. It's 15-10 your score with Michigan City on top. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like health care and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Make sure you stay with us after the game as we'll name the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. The Crowd Companies have offices open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. I won't put you on the spot just yet when it comes to talking about those DAC coaches, even though I'm letting you look off my cheat sheet already. Getting set here for the second quarter here between Michigan City and West Side.
Yeah, this has been a great game so far. 5-point difference, and there's been a lot of good basketball being played. Michigan City would have me fooled if I would walk into the gym and think this was their first game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking myself. See a little zone defense there a little bit. Is that a 1-1-3? What do you call that right now, Isaiah?
Looks like it might turn into a box and one pass. Oh, no.
No, we got another charge call. That is the third of the game. Chargers are wild. And your trumpet's playing somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the second one of the game so far, hasn't it been?
Third, I believe.
Third.
Yeah, we've had one, and yep. Rico keeping the intangible stats that don't mean anything, but I have missed working with this crew. I'll tell you what. Always good for basketball, working with Rico. Brandon Root on camera tonight. Good to be back with Brandon. Isaiah, it's been a while since you and I worked together.
Yeah, definitely. I had the privilege of seeing you a couple times over the offseason.
Yeah, I came to watch you coach a little bit. Yeah. Passing around the perimeter for Michigan City here. This is Elijah Robinson trying to feed. Now going baseline is Laurent, giving it off to Robinson. Here's Hatch. Shot put up for Elijah Robinson, way off the mark. West Side getting the rebound, now cutting through the defense here. Trying to pull it up at half court, trying to go 1-to-1, and gets the foul, but does not get the basket, and the block call is going to be against Gio Laurent. So 2 free throws coming here, and I mentioned earlier, 7 of 7 from the line tonight for both teams. So Joshua Hardy now going to head to the line. He's got a bucket today. Already in this one for West Side. You were looking at me like I did the announcer jinx. I told you it's not a thing, Isaiah.
That's why I just stayed quiet after that. I didn't want to be the one to blame.
You got to be confident with the broadcast. Come on now. And honestly, it's the second quarter, but in all honesty, these are pressure free throws. It's a close game. And he knocks down both of those.
Definitely, and with the firepower and athleticism each team has, you're right. Each free throw, each possession really matters because either team can just run away with it just that quick.
Well, and both teams are missing easy layups and some of their jump shots that probably as the course of the year goes on, they'll be a little bit more, they'll fall probably a little bit more. And so right now it's really coming down to free throws. Who's going to blink first? 3-point basket hits the tug of the basket. A little long there for Talijah Robinson, and we got a foul called here. And it's going to be against Kanye Robinson this time for a hold. I believe that is his second, so that is 9 fouls. So we'll see a 1-and-1 situation here. Joshua Hardy to the line for a 1-and-1. Make sure you stay with us after the game as we'll name the IKRCC play of the game, the Indiana Kentucky Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Isaiah, it may be a free throw. We're seeing a lot of those tonight. Oh, knocks it down, Joshua Hardy. The guys were trying to fight for the ball, but gets another chance. Look how confident West Side is. They got 3 guys back knowing he's going to make this, and they're just already getting back on defense. I'm calling that now.
Oh, wow.
And that's the first miss. Hey, somebody had to do it.
Somebody did.
Somebody had to blink.
And you wonder if that might be on the back of his head. Man, I just missed the first free throw of the game.
Oh, he doesn't. He's not up on that. Robinson going top of the key, dribbling right hand, trying to feed into the middle, and we got a lot of contact there. Who's it going to be on? And I can't see which number the official called there.
Looks like
it may have been number 11?
Yes.
Was it Culp?
Yes, it looks like it was Culp on the foul.
Hey, Rico, during the halftime, you should run down to the court and tell the officials to put the numbers up to us, too. Yeah? All right. All right, in this 2-3 zone here. And unlike Indiana, Michigan City seems to have figured it out a little bit. I don't know, did you watch any of that Indiana-Syracuse game as we got a jump ball here?
I did, and I am actually impressed. Everything IU basketball does, and I understand they have a new situation in that coach, but everything they do this year is just going to impress me because my expectations weren't that high.
They weren't that? Okay, all right.
Now, Purdue, on the other hand.
We're not going to talk about that. 5:45 left to go. West Side pulls up for a 3. It's way off the mark. And if there, I don't know, looking around, I don't see a Michigan City student section here, so we normally hear an air ball chant on that one. That's what I'm looking forward to. As we get farther and farther into this basketball season, you'll start getting those rivalry games back going. Valpo and Chesterton, Lake Central, Munster, all these ones. I mean, there's so many good rivalries out there in the region. Can't wait to get to some of those and hear those.
Definitely.
And the student section's back. I'm amped for that, man.
Yeah, region basketball is definitely something to be happy about that is here.
Trying to feed into Laurent, who throws one up there and gets fouled on his way up. Maybe against Williamson there. I thought I saw a 5 put up by the official. I'm kind of just taking guesses at this point. So Laurent going to the line. And he misses the next free throw. So now we were, 11 of 11 or so, and then missing 2 in a row. Knocks that one down to start a new streak going. So he's 1 of 2 from the line. 3-point game. Under 5:30 to play in this first half. Already feeds inside to Holmes. Now gives off, puts it up off the window. Nice play for Culp. His first points of the game. Laurent gives off to Hodges, who pulls up a deep three. Hits the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Williamson. Bringing it up the floor is Hines. This pulls up for a long-range three. Hits the back of the iron. Rebound comes down now. That's France. France making a spin move, loses the ball, gets it back, tries to put it up the window, and it does fall through.
Wow, looks like his ball, the ball is like on a magnet or a string.
Yeah, well, looked like it came off there for a second and then was able to repossess that. Both teams playing that zone defense. There's a couple different, I say the easiest way is quick passes, but there's a couple different ways to beat the zone there. Able to keep the dribble there. That's an important move. Otherwise, it'd be a turnover and a travel for Hardy. There's a pull-up jumper for three. Hits the front of the iron. Rebound comes down to France. France bringing it up the floor, looking down at the baseline. Hands it back out. Gives up to Laurent for a wide-open three and drops it. 6 points for Gio Laurent.
Yeah, the senior looking real confident out there on that shot.
Now he's used to 6 points with the touchdowns.
Yeah.
Feeding it inside. Holmes back out to Hines. A little bit of an errant pass, but Culp able to keep, and we'll have a whistle and a timeout called by West Side. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. It has been a little action-packed here, and like you said, if I had walked in here when we started watching this game, I would think that Michigan City's probably played, maybe 2 or 3 games already, not game 1 of the season.
Yeah, definitely, and you could tell, just as you mentioned, Laurent on that last three, they have guys that want to compete, and when you have guys that want to compete, it doesn't matter if it's game 1 or game 20, they're going to go out there and do so.
Yeah, absolutely. 6-point game, 3:47 left to go in the opening half. Michael Brenner here along with Isaiah Gransberg. Got Rich Castillo working the controls. Great to be back with you, my friend. You got Brandon. I can't see Brandon from where I'm at. I could if I lean over. I don't want to fall out of the booth, though. Not so much because I don't care about hurting myself. I don't want to hurt any of the cheerleaders down below us.
That might be the next viral video on social media.
Oh, man, that's the last thing I need. My students will be watching me on TikTok for the rest of my life. 3:47 left to go. Inbound is to Hines. I'm curious as to what Coach Buggs would call just trying to get around a zone, maybe. Is that what? Because they're having a hard time. They're bringing up the third player. It's kind of looking like a man-to-man, but it is a zone. But maybe it is man-to-man here. Got guys switching.
That's just really good Hope defense, it looks like.
Yeah, so you think this is still trying to play the zone, or do you think it's a smack there, and I think Laurent's going to get called for that one, maybe his second.
And as you mentioned it, both teams have kind of switched their defenses quite a bit during this game. So maybe he's just Coach Buggs caught that timeout to prepare them for the next time they come out in the zone.
Well, and it's funny, too. As a coach, sometimes there's a little bit of gamesmanship, so he calls the timeout to get them ready for a zone, and then you come out into man-to-man. That's a little bit of gamesmanship there. This is the 10th foul for Michigan City tonight, as that one knocked down by Hines. So this is a automatic 2-shot foul, no matter where it was on the floor, whether somebody made a shot or not.
And you talk about experience. Israel Hines was one of those players, a crucial part of last year's West Side run in the postseason.
Yeah, he certainly was. I do I'll have to find it. As any of my football broadcasters knew this past year, I could have so much paper with me, I could rebuild a tree if I wanted to. Hines bringing it up the floor. Hands off into the corner for Hardy for three. He's able to knock that one down. Hardy, 8 points. Early on here in the evening as Amarian Hatch is back. Izzy Hines in that semi-state game back in March. Only had 2 points, but yeah, you're right. He was an integral part of that team last year that really came down to the wire. I know Rico and I were down there. Brandon was down there, right? You were down there. You were doing production for that game. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was
a fun game to be a part of. I know West Side fans probably don't want to hear a whole lot about it just because they didn't come up on the winning end of that, but give them credit. It was a hard-fought game. Carmel obviously had a lot of college recruits going into that one. Brian Waddell, who now with the team that you mentioned earlier, I'm not even going to give him credence. I'm just kidding. 2 minutes left, 2:05 left to go in this one.
Might not have a choice come March.
Yeah, well, I'll find a way to not say it. Feeding down the floor. Nice interception by Hardy. Way to pay attention to the floor, and they want to call it that Michigan City wants a carry, and I'm kind of agreeing with them there. 3-point basket is knocked down. Shallon Culp, 5 points. And all of a sudden, West Side takes the lead.
Yeah, and their fans are getting into it. They have quite a bit of a tone.
The answer by Javon France to put the lead back in favor of the Wolves.
Looks like the fireworks are going off right before the half.
Pulling up for another three, just off the rim. Feeding it ahead. Here's Robinson off the window. Under a minute to play. It's a 4-point game. Yeah, just like that, they take the lead, or Westside took the lead, and then Michigan City comes in with a quick 5-0 run there. Kolb hands off. King for three, off the mark. Staying out of bounds, trying to save that one, and I think that would have been Michigan City's ball no matter what, even if he didn't touch that. I think the last touch was off of Holmes for West Side still. And West Side ranked number 18 in Class 4A here in the state of Indiana. Boy, that's a look there. I know the basket's kind of blocking the view, but Laurent to Hatch. To Hodges. A lot of fireworks going to be done between those two this season.
Definitely. A scary sight for the Duneland Conference when they see those guys strap it up to warm up.
Robinson giving off to Talijah Robinson from Kanye Robinson. Jamie Hodges. He's been quiet for a while. Had the first points of the game, and then all of a sudden now is quiet. Haven't seen him putting up shots in a while. That's Laurent up for three. He gets fouled on the 3-point shot, so he'll go to the line and he will shoot three. I believe they called a foul on Williamson there. I thought I saw a 1 and a 5 from the official. Yeah, I usually get too caught up watching the shooter and not the defensive player. That's what I have your eyes for. Yours are better than mine. I got 3 pairs of glasses on right now. Ooh. I love how you both look at that. That shot knocked down from Gio Laurent. 3 sets of glasses and you both look. Missing the second of the 3. Rico shaking his head. He's mad he fell for that. 6.2 seconds left, by the way, in this half. Trying to make this a 6-point game. It is. Trying to get down the floor quickly will be West Side, and a foul right there on the side. And in my opinion, that's a bad foul. And Tom Wells not going to be happy. He's going to want an explanation, but that's not a good foul for Kanye Robinson. They had 6 seconds. You can stay in front of him. Just don't put the body on him.
Right. And either way, I look at it from the point of view of you give that guy space. It's 6 seconds. You really just want to slow him down and don't give him an easy look to pass it up the court or take a shot.
Right. You got to run to a spot that you know he's going to get to. Don't stay with him the whole time and keep your hands or your body on him. Just run to the spot you know he's going to run to. That free throw, good from Kelvin Hines. Yeah, that's why. And Wells is getting an explanation, and he's been around long enough. He knows that was a foul, and he knows why it was called a foul. Still going to fight for his guy, though. And drops that one. 2 big free throws here from Kelvin Hines. His first 2 points of the game. Trying to get a turnover here on the inbound play. We got 3.8 seconds left to go. It'll be Laurent to inbound. And the give to Elijah Robinson, who's got 5. He pulls up the last second 3, and it is way off the mark. And that is halftime. It's a 4-point game. 28-24 your score in favor of the Wolves over the Cougars. We'll step aside and then we'll crunch the numbers and bring you all the halftime stuff in just a moment. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Athletics in Valparaiso, whose team has been serving your team since 1959, is a leader in athletic apparel and equipment sales. Whether it's off the rack or customized to your specifications, Blythe's has the products and staff to serve you best. Trophies, embroidering, screen printing, athletic shoes, anything you're looking for, you'll find at Blythe's. Visit them today at teamblythes.com, where the athlete shops.
Java Wave at your local Family Express is the perfect way to get your day started or keep you moving at any time. With 12 freshly ground bean-to-cup flavors to choose from, Java Wave at Family Express has just what you're looking for, whether it's hot or iced coffee. To see all of the delicious flavor options and to find a Family Express near you, log on to familyexpress.com/Java Wave.
It's been said that one man's junk is another man's treasure. But at Total Disposal, your junk is our junk. Think of Total Disposal as that key player that has several options: commercial, residential, or hand off your junk at our Blaine Street Partners transfer station. Total Disposal is more than a service provider. We are an innovator for a sustainable tomorrow, well beyond the curb. For a complete list of services, go to TotalDisposal.com. Honesty and dependability, that's the Total Disposal promise.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like health care and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Happy to have you here with us at halftime between West Side and Michigan City, where you can see on your screen there, Michigan City up 28-24 over the Cougars, ranked number 18 in Class 4A here in the state polls. Michael Brenner here along with Isaiah Gransberry. And first off, Isaiah, it is just great to have basketball back. I'm excited. I've been doing a little bit with coaching myself, and now to sit here with you and to call a game and watch varsity basketball again, it's no better feeling in the world.
Yeah, and coach to coach, you just know how it feels. Like it's a nice change in action. We've been practicing for a couple weeks now, and now we get to enjoy the game from a different perspective while providing some phenomenal coverage to our great listeners.
You're giving us a lot of credit. They're phenomenal coverage. Okay, all right. Game one of the season.
Couldn't be here without Rico.
We got to wake back up, Rico. Wake back up. All right. Michigan City, as we said, is up on leading the scoreboard, 28-24. One guy that started to lead that way was a guy that we talked about was Jamie Hodges. He started off. He had the first 10 points of the game, and then all of a sudden he's been quiet. So the last 18 points have not been scored by Jamie Hodges. He went on that 10-0 run, and then he's been silent ever since. And really, that was just the first quarter. But Gio Laurent's been the one that's really stepped up. He's got 8.
And I think that can go a credit to Coach Bugs. He called those early timeouts and made those adjustments. They started picking Hodges up full court, and they also just limited his off-ball action to where he was kind of trapped. So he didn't really have any option but to pass up. You know, he didn't have any room to shoot as well.
That's one of the downsides. When you in your head, you know you're the guy. You know that everything's going to be coming. They're throwing the kitchen sink at you at that point. So you got, but it's where Hodges and Coach Wells have to kind of turn things around and say, okay, how are we going to beat this? This is what they're doing to us now that they figured out who I am. How do I beat this? And that's what Wells is going to do in that locker room there, and that's what the junior Hodges is going to figure out, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with next year when he's a senior.
Yeah, no kidding. And even though he's been quiet the last couple minutes of the first half, go back to credit Laurent. He's been finding Laurent. He's been finding open guys on the court, so that's good, and it'll be interesting to see what Coach Wells draws up in the second half for the Wolves of Michigan City.
On the other side, you got Joshua Hardy, who's got 8 points. Next leading scorer is Shailen Culp with 5, who's got the big 3, and then Hardy has the big 3 as well. And it looks like the stuff is starting to fall now for either team. So it's nicer that when the shots are falling, because then it makes it a little bit more interesting. At first, it was like there was a lid on the basket because we were only seeing free throws going down. But, yeah, these shots are starting to fall now. So this is going to make it an interesting game down the stretch. Somebody was asking me earlier in the day, like, how do you think this matchup's going to go? And I think one of these teams is better than the other one, but we'll have to see how this one plays out. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, and definitely this early in the season, everybody wants their bragging rights. Michigan City, as much as coaches don't want guys to look at it, they looked at the state rankings. They saw West Side was ranked in the state, and that's where every guy in high school basketball wants to be, in those state rankings. So they came in with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder and looking to prove themselves. So I'm sure this game will go down to the end.
That's just the way we want it. We want to go down to the wire. We don't like blowouts here on the Region Sports Network. All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. Sure, Rico's got us going there. We're going to step aside for just a moment. You're watching Game Night here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Did you know? Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait. Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week.
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party.
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area.
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strack and Van Til. Now you know.
It's been said that one man's junk is another man's treasure. But at Total Disposal, your junk is our junk. Think of Total Disposal as that key player that has several options: commercial, residential, or hand off your junk at our Blaine Street Partners transfer station. Total Disposal is more than a service provider. We are an innovator for a sustainable tomorrow, well beyond the curb. For a complete list of services, go to TotalDisposal.com. Honesty and dependability. That's the Total Disposal promise.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Getting ready to start this second half here between West Side and Michigan City. Isaiah, what are you thinking if West Side wants to win this ball game, which they are within reach of doing 100%? What are they going to have to do?
If I'm Coach Bugs, I'm in the huddle telling these guys that, hey, we're going to get these stops on defense. Just believe in the game plan. We're going to switch up defenses a little bit. Offensively, let's keep getting to the bucket. They haven't stopped us yet. We've been getting great shots, great looks around the basket. We've been knocking down our free throws. If we continue to do that at a rapid pace and slow down the Hodges and LeBron, we're going to win this game.
All right, now you're Coach Wells. What did he tell his guys at half?
I'm telling the guys we got to stop the penetration to the basket on the defensive end. West Side's getting to the basket way too easy. Offensively, we'll keep on working it around. We've had good ball movement. I think that our shots are going to start falling, and we're going to get this win as well.
All right. So I could sum up your first part of that into one word. It was, or two words, I should say. Help defense, right? That's what Coach Wells is going to be saying to get this. If you don't want to penetrate for the layups, help defense is where that's got to play.
Right.
All right. So for West Side, as these guys are still in the huddle here for Michigan City, Kelvin Hines, Travion Williamson, Isaiah King, Shallon Cope, and Joshua Hardy for West Side will hit the floor. And it looks like Gio Laurent, he's got a little hand cramp maybe. He's getting some potential medical attention here. Nice catch for Isaiah Gransberry. So Wells is still talking to the official about, getting him something wrapped up. And we get to the point where, is he allowed to wear anything on his hand as a wrap? I don't know what the rule is on that. I think he can wear like I just know you can't wear like bracelets or like necklaces. So like, what are you allowed to? What are you allowed to wear on the floor? I guess is the question.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be able to tape it up. I'm not sure how much tape will play a factor in this. Looking at how much pain he looks to be in on the sideline, it might have been actually a dislocated finger. Now that I think about it. So it'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting development as this game continues.
Yeah, it looks like he's in some pain. And I thought I saw Alan Briggs head out there to check in. So they're getting these guys out on the floor, saying they got to get out there. Yep, it is Alan Briggs to head out there on the floor for Michigan City, along with the normal starting five of Javon France. We've got Elijah Robinson in the backcourt there, Omarion Hatch, and then Jamie Hodges as well. So Michigan City coming left to right on the screen now this time. Robinson thought about pulling up for that three. Just a little two-man passing there, trying to get third guy mixed in there. A little contact there, a little shot to the face that was not called for a whistle. So the officials are going to let them play a little bit here as Laurent still getting some checked out on the bench there. And a three knocked down by Talaja Robinson.
And as I mentioned just a couple moments ago, if Michigan City warms up, this would be a scary sight for the West Side Cougars.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting half here to see how this one plays out. An early three to start the half. That's exactly what Tom Wells would like. Driving inside, pull up jumper, no good for Culp. Out of bounds, and he'll stay here with West Side. And Laurent is having his hand work down here on the bench. And you can see him grimace every once in a while from our vantage point. So, I mean, looks like the trainer might be, I don't know, squeezing it or moving things back. I don't know. I can't see what they're doing over there. The smile on his face, though, that's a good sign.
Yeah, he's
been laughing about something. Joking. Yeah. And that's a 5-second call on the inbound, so that's not a good move there for West Side. And that's really, I guess it's a forced turnover to an extent. I don't know if you don't call that an unforced turnover.
Yeah, the inbounds, that's one of the coach's biggest headaches, the 5 seconds on the inbounds. It's like Fellas, we got to find a way to get it in.
Little skip pass down low from Michigan City there. Trying to feed it underneath, but stolen away by Hardy. Hardy met in a lot of defense right there. He met Hodges. Now a little trap on the sideline there. Yeah, the thing that, I coach 7th grade basketball, so the thing on the inbounds plays is to make sure guys don't move their feet too much and go over the line. They get a little too feet happy.
Yeah.
Little shot knocked down, and that was a 3-point basket from Isaiah King. He was quiet, only 2 points in that first half, so give him 5 on the game. This one knocked out of bounds, so 31-27, 6:25 to go.
Good hustle there by Hatch, the 5'8" senior, knocking the ball out of bounds, preventing what possibly would have been another easy West Side look at the front of the basket inside the paint.
Passing ahead here, Culp giving off to King. Giving top of key now to Williamson. Trying to feed the lane. A little errant pass, but able to still be picked up by King from Hardy. Wanted to get to the far side there as Briggs trying to call something. This one stripped out of his hands. Sending it down now. France to the window. A little reverse action there and gets that shot to fall. His first points of the second half. Give him 7 on the game. 5:50 left to go in this third quarter. 6-point game as of right now. Williamson with a jumper on the baseline. No good. Rebound coming to Briggs. Feeding it ahead. Hodges has to pull back out. He's getting double teamed for sure right there. There's another 3-point basket put down by France. He had 5 points in the first half, and quickly he's got 5 points here in the second half, and we've got a whistle and a timeout taken by Coach Buggs. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. Isaiah, one of the things that we always talk about, coach to coach, it's these first 3 minutes of this third quarter that mean the most. Whoever wins these 3 minutes typically wins basketball games, and right now it's Michigan City.
Yeah, and you could tell that their shots are falling down. They're a lot more confident. Anytime your shots fall down, you're a little bit more excited to get back on the defensive end. And we're seeing that here with Michigan City. But also got to commend them adjusting as well. That West Side hasn't gotten that many easy buckets inside the paint, which contributes to this 9-point lead they have right now.
Yeah, and I think one thing, too, is like when one of your leaders goes down, as Gio Laurent has checked back into the game, he is at half court. When one of your players is down, you kind of rally around that saying, hey, we got to pick up our guy here. Let's play a little bit better than they, it's one of those rallying cries, if you will, when one of your guys is down. Definitely. So here comes West Side, right to left on your screen. It's Calvin Hines, top of the key. Tough defense against France. Trying to move to his right. Man, that is just great defense to lock them down. Elijah Robinson in there. Jumper from the free throw line. Rattles around, does not fall through. That was by Anthony Holmes. Here comes France going, trying to reverse. Gets it lost, and he gets it anyway. He was stripped, but got it anyway. 7 points in the second half. Give him 12 on the game. It's Javon France lighting it up for Michigan City right now. Calvin Hines thought about the three, but France putting up the pressure as well. We're going to name a Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Brought by the Crowell Companies. They're proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. And Javon France right now, not only with his defense, but with his offense as well, certainly making a case for that title.
Yeah, France and the entire Michigan City defense, that was a phenomenal possession right there. And I think that contributed to why Westside didn't know what to do with it.
So we had a double dribble there, so a turnover for Westside. Hatch waiting for the play to develop. Here's France. Now Wells calling out what he wants. Hatch. We'll have a designed play here. That's Robinson giving to Laurent. Stops inside, cross court there. France just short on the three, rebounded by Hardy. Coming down the floor, inside the lane, puts it up, and we're going to have a blocking call, so the bucket will count.
And the reason why the referees...
And it's going to be against Hatch. That'll be the foul is on Omarion Hatch. Now, there's not, or no, I'm sorry, is the bucket going to count?
No, they're going to say it was on the ground.
Okay, it's on the ground, so no bucket. Okay.
He turned his body, though. That's why the refs didn't call that a charge right there.
Hatch trying to grab that one, had it stolen or had it picked away here. And now Hodges has this one stolen away by Holmes, and Hodges wants a foul called. Pull up three from way deep is Isaiah King, his second three of the game. And now I saw the official tap the top of his head, so we're having a check-in here. Hatch is out of the game.
Hatch, he took a hard fall on that last.
So he's going to come out with as he's moving and trying to stretch that left arm a little bit here. And it is Kanye Robinson along with, well, Briggs was already in. So who else checked in here? No, it's just Hatch coming out. Okay. Yeah, I saw the one official touching the top of his head, and I was like, where are we going to get a delay of game call here? France. Giving up to Briggs. Briggs getting some good minutes here in this second half. Robinson waiting for France to move. Had his pocket picked, but able to pick that one back up. Moving around the screen. Over the roll it right in off the fingertips for Javon France. That might be an IKRCC play of the game.
Yeah, and it got the Michigan City fans up on their feet. That was impressive.
Going all the way coast to coast down the floor was Kelvin Hines. Couldn't go on the layup. Here comes Hodges. Dumps it off for France for three and drops it. Javon France is going off in this second half. 12 points in the second half. Defense by Hodges is spectacular. Trying to get around this defense. Do we have 10 seconds? Not yet. Here comes Hardy into the lane off the window, and Hardy gets the bucket. His first points of the second half. 11-point game, 2:38 to go. Laurent trying to save, and they're going to say no. It went out of bounds, and it seemed like Laurent was able to get that in before he stepped out of bounds, but officials have got better eyes than I do, and it looks like Anton Billingsley is going to check in for West Side here, number 24. And he's going to check in for Hardy. Probably give Hardy just a little bit of a breather here in this third quarter with 2:36 left to go. And Hatch looking to check back in as well. And he'll take Jamie Hodges off. So arguably two of the best players coming off the floor right now for either team. Coming up the floor, Hines dribbling with his left, going to his left. This one poked away, turned over. France giving it to Hatch. Hatch going to the window and knocking it home. Believe it or not, that is the first points of the night for Omarion Hatch. Hines gives off to King. King at the top of the key, matched up against Hatch. Pulls up for three. Long rebound for France. France looking up the floor. He's going to go coast to coast and go to the window and drop it home. Javon France having himself quite a game, and a timeout and a 30-second timeout for Coach Buggs. And the lead grows 47-32. What can you say about Javon France right now?
Javon France, man, starting with a behind the back, in between the leg drive to the rim, and then he just exploded from there. It was like, what? Boom. Olay.
14 points in this second half. Give him 19 on the game because he had 5 in the first half. Man, this guy just kind of came out of nowhere here in the second half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it's gotten the Michigan City crowd into this one.
It's always good to start off your senior year with a bang.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Definitely, that's what it looks like what he's doing right here.
And this is, in my opinion, a really good timeout for Coach Buggs because things are just lighting it up for Michigan City right now. So just kind of, cool the temperatures a little bit and say, hey, we're still in this. It feels like it's out of reach right now, but it's not.
Yeah, and also West Side is never going to be totally out of this game because we have to remember this is Michigan City's first ball game of the season. So what comes with that, players start to get tensed up, cramp up a little bit toward the end of the game. We got to watch out for that as well.
You were talking about the announcer's jinx earlier. You know, one thing you don't do as an announcer is mention injuries. I'm just saying, Isaiah, you know. Isaiah, you were calling me out earlier. I'm going to call you out for that. I'm calling you out for that. 1:56 left to go in this third quarter. And we see a little press put on here, a little pressure, full court. Man, what good defense there from Hatch. Getting away. Here comes Hardy back into the game, going to the window. Can't get it to fall in the lane. Probably need to get a few, maybe one more step closer, and that would have been a good basket.
Yeah, jump stop. Jump stop. Hey, when you jump stop, you're under control. You're able to get maybe a pump fake in there, get the defenders flying, but able to get in there a lot smoother.
I think you should come to our practices and tell our kids then. I try to tell them, and they didn't.
I'm sure a lot.
They just want to go in stride.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of region.
Oh, what a block by France, but able to keep it.
Wow.
And score. That was Hardy again. Blocked there by France, and that's going to be a foul on Hodges. We got guys hitting the floor here, and
slid pretty far.
Well, I thought we were going to have a foul. They're just going to call it out of bounds. There was definitely a hand in on Culp, kind of right around the neck area from where I could see. Here's Laurent for three. Laurent, his first points of the second half. That hand must be fine. 50-34, and it's starting to pull away from Michigan City. And we said that this team was going to be good this year, and we weren't sure how it was going to look in game one of the season. Well, they already look to be almost in midseason form.
Yeah, these guys are playing hard.
And a foul going to be committed against Laurent. And the coaching staff for Michigan City did not like that call. I thought I saw a 2 put up. I've given up trying to pay attention because I can't see the numbers the hands put up by the. I told Rico he's supposed to go down at halftime to have the officials tell us the numbers. He isn't doing that. 50-34 the score. 63 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Laurent trying not to pick up a foul there on the body check here as King, top of key, under a minute to play. Give now to Culp. Culp tries to give it inside, and it's given to Holmes, who gets fouled. Or not. Did I see travel? Did they call it travel? Okay.
Happy feet right there.
So another turnover. Clock will officially start there on that inbounds play. Trying to develop something here. Laurent driving, lost it, went up for the reverse, no good. Rebound by Briggs, and he puts it up. His first points of the game. 26 seconds to go. 52-34 the score. Here comes Hines. Right side of the floor, now going to the left. And just stolen away by Hodges, and Hodges to the window and gets the bucket. That's the first time since the first quarter that Hodges scores, and Hodges goes right into the face of Culp. So that's 12 points for Jamie Hodges here, and we got guys slipping on the floor, it looks like there. Laurent found a wet spot. They can't afford any more injuries to him. He's already got a potential little hand injury there. We got a foul on number 3. That's Alan Briggs. Thank you, Rico. Appreciate the signal into the face. .5 seconds to go in this third quarter. The give is to Hardy. He's got to put up a shot. And it's way offline, so that won't be good. 54-34 your score as we head into the final quarter of play here from West Side. You are watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake?
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strack and Van Til. Now you know.
Java Wave at your local Family Express is the perfect way to get your day started or keep you moving at any time. With 12 freshly ground bean-to-cup flavors to choose from, Java Wave at Family Express has just what you're looking for, whether it's hot or iced coffee. To see all of the delicious flavor options and to find a Family Express near you, log on to familyexpress.com/JavaWave.
Start of the fourth quarter here at West Side. And make sure you stay with us after the game as we'll name the Region Sports Blue Collar Player of the Game. Brought to you by Region Sports Network, the only game in town. We got a play of the game to bring you as well from IKURCC. Build your future and learn more at IKURCC.com. Definitely have a heavy lead for that crowd company. Slanchard Man, superhero of the game. We'll see who Isaiah Gransberry wants to have for these awards, though. Yeah, by the way, when you work with me, you got to do the awards. I give those dubious honors to you.
That's an honor. That's an honor. No, we got a lot of hard-working candidates out here today, so.
And it's going to be Michigan City ball still. An inbounds play. Oh, I'm sorry, it is going to be West Side ball here. Excuse me. Coach Bugg's halfway on the floor over there. Referee trying to tell him to get back. That is what I have noticed that with Coach Bugs. He pushes the limit on how far he can go out on the floor.
I wonder what he does in practice. You know, I'm that type of coach, too, that just likes to walk all the way on the court in practice and point things out.
So you strike me as the kind of guy that likes to get in there and you just become the sixth man on the floor as King tries to get the layup, and that's no good. Right down here is Robinson trying to go to the window, and Robinson wiggles it home. 5 points here in the second half for him, and we got a full court press on. Trying to get around this, and that's going to be a foul against Elijah Robinson. So 10 points for Elijah Robinson tonight. A lot of high scoring going on all over for Michigan City. They got 56 points in the game. 12 for Hodges. 10 for Robinson. 19 for France, though. Hardy trying to turn around here from the elbow offline. And I would say the tables have really turned in the sense that, you know, if I were to walk into this gym and see who's played four games or who's playing their fourth game and who's playing their first, it would feel like West Side's playing their first game of the season in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that Michigan City is not like Michigan City is playing their first game and been practicing for a couple weeks. They're playing their first game with multiple guys that were on that state football run.
Yeah.
Or the semi-state run. So they still have that competitive nature up there, and they're just looking to win, which is always good.
Hatch going to the line for the first time tonight. Yeah, I completely agree. Some of these guys were on that deep run for football, and, you know, a lot of teams will kind of delay some of their games a little bit because of that those postseason runs. Andrean being one of those as well, obviously going down and getting the state titles. And one of those reasons is because you have to have so many practices in before you can play in a game. So naturally they want to postpone things, and other schools are willing to work with them on that. Hatch misses the second free throw there, and the putback by Hodges. Traveling call there. And I owe an apology to Kanye Roberson. I do apologize. So Kanye Roberson for Michigan City.
He actually forced that turnover right there, so he might have been a little upset and turned it into good
he's got
defense.
every right to be mad at me. That's for sure. I hate getting names wrong, so I do apologize.
That's on both of us for sure.
Kanye Roberson.
Can't forget a guy like Kanye. I actually had the privilege of being a part of coaching him. So it's great to see him out on the floor. A couple guys actually out on the floor. Kelvin Hines and Briggs, if he's out there, all been a part of coaching those guys. Great to see those guys growing up.
Definitely a fun and rewarding experience to be a coach, as Brighton Franklin is on the floor as well. Hardy coming up with it now down the floor, trying to get around this defense and trying to turn it over there. And picking it up and swatting it away, as Williamson had that and swatting it away. They're going to say that's goaltending.
Although that was goaltending, that was an impressive jump, leap by.
Oh, they did not call it goaltending. Excuse me, I thought I did too. They did. They circled it, right? And they made a circle call, so that would be goaltending.
Yes. That was, although it was goaltending, that was an impressive leap by Laurent right there.
61-34. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, there they go. They finally changed it on the board. Giving it to Hodges there. No basket, and didn't fall anyway. Another foul, and that's in the second half. We hadn't seen too many fouls. That's only the 8th foul of this half. He was getting a little foul happy in that first half. Fourth quarter here, 6:03 to go, 61-36. Deep pass there is Laurent able to get that one. He finds a way inside the lane, trying to take the charge. No whistle, but a bucket for Gio, his 5th point of this second half. That gives him 13 on the game. Long range three. Doesn't fall, and we definitely got a foul. I'm guessing it's going to be against Williamson there.
That is a textbook blockout, I have to point out, by Hodges.
That's another thing that guys don't like to do a whole lot is boxing out. That is perfect. That gets the guy you had to fall right on your back.
Definitely. And going back to our conversation earlier about me entering your practice to tell your guys to jump stop, I'm pretty sure a lot of coaches would love to see an effective way to let their players know that jump stopping is okay.
I've preached it at practice. Hodges going to get called for the travel.
As we talk about jump stops. Could have used it right there.
Yeah, well, that was a little too many steps on the jump stop. 5:21 left to go in this one. And the Duneland better be on notice here for Michigan City. Certainly. And the Duneland's going to be a loaded team. We were talking pregame. You know, Valpo and Chesterton are going to be up there in terms of Duneland schools that are competing. This one doesn't fall on the three-point shot by King. So here comes Michigan City again.
Can't forget about Coach Swan at Crown Point.
Yeah, Crown Point's
Those guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with as well.
Definitely Crown Point, another one. Lake Central going to be a team I think are going to surprise people. This one stripped as Robinson tried to head to the rim there. A little rim rocker. Culp called for the foul. So we're getting a little foul happy here in the second half now, here in this fourth quarter. 10 now in this half between both teams. West Side with 6 team fouls and Michigan City with 4. 4:47 left to go, and this will bring Robinson to the line. And we got guys potentially checking in. Who's checking in? We got guys trying to figure out who's checking in for who here. So who's checking in for somebody checking in for the shooter, or what's going on? Hatch coming in. He's coming in for Laurent. One of the officials was trying to figure out, hey, who's coming in here? Trying to throw that one as Robinson couldn't get that one to fall. Here comes King, loses it, but able to regain that one, a little tip-out area there. Going across court to Hardy. Look at that dribble. Javon France just having himself a great game offensively and defensively. Already gets that next bucket to fall. 6 points in the second half for him, 14 on the game. France trying to drive inside the lane. That's who they've shut down. We haven't seen Javon France scoring recently here. He's getting shut down, but that's a nice pass and a little body touch there. I think Hines would have been better served to just go to the rim on that one.
I agree.
Briggs trying to go to that run, and defense stopping him. Couldn't get the bunny to drop. Here goes Hines again. He's got a wide open floor, but it closes quickly. He goes to the rim this time and drops that one. And that was a little false sense of security there. I mean, the whole lane was open for him to drive, but then as soon as he even hit that orange part of the paint, it closed off quickly, but he was still able to dissect the defense. Passing that one back out. Robinson gives up now to Briggs, top of key. France. At this point, they're playing a little bit of keep away, not totally trying to score. They won't stop scoring, but showing a little gamesmanship here. Yeah, until West Side really puts that pressure on, they're gonna kind of keep it out in that half-court area. Briggs trying to show off the dribbling skills there. This one's stolen away by King, and he tries to jam it home with one hand and misses. In the corner shot, Robinson, no good for the long-range three. Hardy giving to King. King this time able to get it to the window. Here comes France. France with the right hand trying to get it off the window. Can't get it to roll, but he'll go to the line and shoot two.
Lots of hard-working guys out there. Definitely.
Not up here, though. Foul was on Josh Hardy. Brighton Franklin getting up the floor there a little bit, getting his position now for these free throws from Javon France. Surprisingly, he hasn't shot a free throw yet today. It's the tug at the basket. Can't get that one to fall. Nobody's perfect, right?
No, nobody's
I mean,
perfect.
Rico is, but as he just nods in approval. A lot of guys checking in here. Anton Billingsley checks in. See the other number. Anthony Holmes checks in.
Going with a younger group right here for West Side, and I mean, it's a good experience for them. As Michigan City, they still got Hodges and a couple of their other starters out on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you hate to have a game where you're losing by this many. As we have a timeout, we'll keep it right here. You hate to have a game where you're losing by this much. But then it does give guys who normally don't get the playing time in a close game, gives them a chance to get out there and get some experience for a varsity game. Yeah, I agree with you there. So that's one of the bright spots of having a situation like this. It's not ideal, but it's something there for you to look at some of the talent that you have down the depth chart a little bit.
Yeah, and West Side, overall they're a young team. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they grow throughout the season. They definitely do not play cupcakes going down the season. They loaded up their schedule, and they'll get better by March. So it'll be interesting to see how far they go.
Michigan City, their next game is next Friday at Lighthouse, and then Gary Westside will play this coming Tuesday over at Lake Central. So yeah, I mean we said 1-2 on the season. They started November 24th. Against Valpo. They got a win against Hammond Knoll. And then they just played this past Wednesday at Chicago Longwood in Illinois, obviously. So playing a lot of competition. Gets it across the timeline there, trying to feed it down to the baseline, trying to pass and being unselfish with the basketball there, but it creates a turnover for Michigan City. Here's a shot for Hatch for three. Hits the back iron, no good. This one going out of bounds. It's saved and stolen away by Kelvin Hines. Hines pulls up inside the three-point arch. Hardy wanted the three, drives to the paint, Gives up now to Billingsley for the shot. No good. Rebounded by France. And France will pull up and slow this one down as we approach the 100-second mark.
And back to our conversation.
It's exactly 100 seconds now. That's that quick math by.
Back to our conversation on the schedule. The nice part about playing tough teams early on is that
France staying with that one and getting the bucket on the cleanup.
The nice part about playing tough teams early on is that you're able to get a measuring point on where your team is, where you need to go. And as a coach, it'll feel great by the end of the season if this could be a potential regional matchup.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see who's improved, who's gotten better, and if they'll be ready to go. But March is so far away, so we're not going to look
It
that
is,
far.
and it feels good to be playing basketball at this point in the season right now because we started late last season. But yeah, I agree with you. When you play tough teams early on, that only just gets you ready, especially when you hit conference play, and especially for Michigan City right here. This is no slouch team to play for your first game of the season. So it is going to be nice to play these tough teams early in the schedule, and this is why the non-conference stuff. You want to play good talent because that gets you ready for conference play, and then that only just gets you more prepared. As Kelvin Hines knocks that first free throw down, he's 3 of 3 from the line tonight. Excuse me, he gets you just really ready for that tournament time. And yeah, we're talking March, which is a long ways away, but still good to have this competition now. And there you go. I had the announcer's jinx on him right there. He missed a second free throw. 3 of 4 from the line. 61 seconds. Now down to 60. Trying to stay with it. Roberson there. Here's a jump shot. Put up. That was Marcus Day who put that shot up for Michigan City. And the nice thing for Michigan City, and this is where it's nice for them, they have a big lead. And I get to put the guys that you normally don't put on there very often. And now I also see a 20 for Michigan City that's not normally on their roster. The 20 listed is Anthony Murphy, listed on the JV roster there. Freshman, if that's, assuming that's who that is, wearing the 20.
No, that is not Anthony Murphy from Drake.
Okay.
The Griffith graduate.
Free throw put up by Josh Hardy. You had me nervous there for a second. Say, no, that's not. Oh, darn it, I got it wrong again. Hardy back to the line and misses that one. Still winding this one down, 67-44. Roberson across. Pulls out, now gives on the side there. We also got a number 12. Let me look that up. Jahari Branch for Michigan City. Loses that one as Roberson get him up and throw him back out there. His team is ready to watch him go. Rebound put back up, no good. Another opportunity. 3 chances there for West Side there. Couldn't get any of them to fall, but a foul is called. With 18.7, and it sends... I'm sorry, for Michigan City, that's Jameer Nelson, excuse me. Number 12. It's the front iron. This is Anton Billingsley. So he misses that first free throw. Able to get that one to go. So he's on the scoring column there for West Side. He'll have his name etched in there with a point. Roberson throws almost, or that was just out of the reach of Roberson, I should say. Trying to throw that one was Anthony Murphy. As that will expire the clock, 67-45, your final score here at Westside. Michigan City gets the win. Tom Wells gets the W for Michigan City along with his cast of characters over Westside. So we'll step aside for just a moment. We'll have the post-game show coming up your way. We'll crunch the numbers, and we have our awards to hand out as well. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like health care and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
It's been said that one man's junk is another man's treasure. But at Total Disposal, your junk is our junk. Think of Total Disposal as that key player that has several options: commercial, residential, or hand off your junk at our Blaine Street Partners transfer station. Total Disposal is more than a service provider. We are an innovator for a sustainable tomorrow, well beyond the curb. For a complete list of services, go to TotalDisposal.com. Honesty and dependability, that's the Total Disposal promise.
Welcome back to Game Night here on the Region Sports Network. Michael Brandner here along with Isaiah Gransberry. No, we don't have a power outage here at West Side. They're just turning the lights off to get people out of the building. And I think they're looking at us, too. So we got to do this. We got to do this quick. 67-45, your final. Michigan City gets the win. And I was really impressed with Michigan City tonight.
Yeah, and Michigan City, they battled. And it was a close game at halftime for those who joined us late. And Michigan City, they made those adjustments at half. They started knocking down shots. And first half, they looked like a team that played 3 games. Second half, they looked like a team that was probably 5 or 6 games in.
They're midway through conference play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And Westside, I mean, they're a team that's kind of retooling, if you will, and kind of looking at how they're going to use their team. And I think that's where Bugs is. By the time we get to January and February, I think he's really going to figure out what his team can do and what his team looks like in the chemistry. So I think that's going to be something that they're going to figure out late in the season.
And I think, to your point, a lot of people need to realize that they graduated 9 seniors last year. It felt like yesterday. But 9 seniors, losing that many seniors it's not going to be as they turn on the lights. Wow, that actually kind of struck me by surprise a little bit. But losing that many seniors is not going to be easy. Although we mentioned at the beginning of the game, these young guys, they were practicing against those seniors. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they will be at the level they need to be sooner than normal. But at the same time, it's going to take some time.
It's going to be fun to watch both these two teams down the stretch. That is for sure. All right, it's time to name the Crowd Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, brought to you by the Crowd Companies. We're proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. Isaiah, who do you got for that one? That one's pretty easy, in my opinion.
Yeah, the 5'9" junior, Jamie Hodges, he ended up with 14 points in the game, but I felt like it was like 20. I mean, he had the first 8 points. He just did everything you needed him to do, and when Westside made the adjustment to shut him down, he still found his open guys, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah, Jamie Hodges definitely a good candidate there. Scored those first 10 points, as you said, and then closing it out with 14. But, yeah, really there on defense, really leading this team in a lot of ways, even as a junior. Now it's time to name the play of the game presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Javon France and his behind the back, in between the legs play when Michigan City was up by only, I want to say 7 points with 3:12 left in the third quarter. that sparked a run where he not only just exploded for some second half points as well, but the entire team, everybody just started hitting shots, and that's where they looked like they were in midseason form.
Yeah, it certainly propelled him to a fantastic game, and we'll get to him just in a minute. But, yeah, a fantastic play that really sparked Michigan City in this second half. All right, now it's time to name the Region Sports Network Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Gio Laurent, the 6'2 senior. Obviously, a lot of people who watch region football know he was a key piece to their semi-state team as well. But on the basketball court, you could tell this guy is a competitor. He did everything, blocking shots, grabbing rebounds, diving on the floor. Even had, we're not sure what his injury was, but he adjusted from his injury and still came back and knocked down a couple shots. The senior finished with 13 points. And it was just a phenomenal performance for his first game of his senior year.
See, I think the word you're looking for is gamer right there. He certainly is a gamer for sure. All right, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, coordinating producer, Nathan Laird, your broadcast crew, myself, Michael Brenner, and Isaiah Gransberry. Great to be back with you, buddy. Rich Castillo on the game production as he waves to the empty crowd. And then Brendan Root on camera always does a fantastic job. Thanks to Robert Lee and Hank Killander, the ADs here at West Side, and then thanks to Coach Chris Buggs and Tom Wells for West Side and Michigan City, respectively, for helping us get prepped for this game. And, of course, as always, thank you, the fans, on the viewers at Facebook.com/RegionSports and RegionSports.com. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So make sure you stay with us as we will have more basketball coming your way here on the Region Sports Network. Have a good night, everybody. You've been watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.